Okay, so this is going to be an instructional / overview video of the Autotrail Apache 700 SE. This is a 2020 model. First of all, we're going to go around the external of the vehicle, and then we'll go into the habitation area. Just to let you know, this video is to highlight where obviously all your main components are, i.e. like your drain valves and how certain things work in the motorhome. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to open the bonnet, and the main reason for this is one, just so you obviously know how to open the bonnet, where the lever is, as well as then I'll show you the terminal points underneath the bonnet in case you need to jump start the vehicle for any reason. So to open the bonnet, all you need to do is come to the passenger door. If you open the passenger door, you will see here at the side of the dash is your bonnet release catch. Pull that down once and that will then release. Also, while we are in here, underneath the passenger seat we have got a tool kit. So this will have a jack in there because this vehicle does have a spare wheel at the back. So this is where your tool kit is. And then in the front cab area we have got blackout blinds. So here to use the ones on the driver and passenger door, all you need to do is pinch, slide these blinds all the way across, and they meet at the end on a magnetic strip. Same on the front window. You see here, you just need to pinch this tab again and they will meet in the middle on a magnetic strip and go around the rear view mirror. When putting these back in place, just slide them gently because they are delicate blinds and they are expensive. And all you need to do is slide them in and click them in place like so. So as you can see, I have now got access to the bonnet area. And like I said, the main reason is to show you where your terminal points are in case you need to jump start the vehicle for any reason. So here we have your negative terminal point down here, which is going to be under this black cover, this cap here. Under here is going to be your positive terminal point. So this is your positive terminal point, and then your negative terminal point is here. Obviously under here you've got your screen wash fill as well, which is in front of the driver. So now we are going to carry on around the external of the vehicle, and we will carry on the passenger side. Next to the passenger door, you'll see it'll give you access here to your AdBlue fill and then your diesel fill at the top. On your diesel, you just need to use your vehicle blade key to access that. Next locker, we have got your LPG gas locker, so you can fit 2 tanks into here. You'll at least get minimum, obviously, 6 kilogram tanks, and then you connect at the top up here to the regulator with an orange hose. Here we have ventilation top and bottom for the fridge freezer. This is your Truma boiler flue. So basically, when you're using your boiler on gas, this is where the fumes will exhaust. Keep this clear at all times as it does get quite hot as well. Next we have external barbecue point. So you've got a tap there to isolate if obviously you want to turn the gas on. Make sure it is on at the gas tanks, and then obviously gas will come through here. We've got some garage space. So in here is your awning. We've got obviously habitation caps over there. As you can see there, this is where your boiler is, but you can access the boiler underneath the bench seat at the rear. You have got tie down points around, and then you have got some lights up here as well with a little button at the end. As you can see, this vehicle does come with an awning. We'll send a separate link how to set up and use an awning on the email. This vehicle does have a tow bar, and like I said, you have got a spare wheel which is behind this cover here. So all you need to do is take this cap off here, and then obviously it will give you access to the spare wheel. Now we are on the driver's side of the habitation. Again, we've got access to storage underneath the rear benches. Obviously habitation carpets, we've got cab carpets. So you've got quite a bit of storage in here. Next, we have got your freshwater fill. So this is where you will fill up your freshwater tank. All you need to do is put the hose pipe in here. When the water starts to come back out, that means the freshwater tank is completely full. Directly below that, we have got your freshwater drain valve. Basically, it's a quarter turn tap. It's hard to show you on this because you need to use two hands. Basically, you need to hold this part of the valve while you use your other hand to twist it. Like I said, that's just a quarter turn tap to open or close the freshwater tank drain valve. So obviously you need to close this if you're going to fill up the fresh water. If you're going to empty obviously the fresh water because you're going home or putting the motorhome into storage, obviously open the valve and it will drain out. Next, we have your toilet cassette. So as you can see, the toilet cassette is in place. If I want to empty or clean the cassette or take the cassette out for any reason, what I need to do is this orange tab here, lift the orange tab up like so, and then pull the cassette towards you. That will then release the toilet cassette for you. And if I want to empty or clean the cassette, to empty the cassette, this orange nozzle on the left, I need to twist out to the left, take the grey cap off, and what I will do then is tilt up the cassette. If I put my thumb on the button at the top and hold it down, that will let air into the top of the cassette so all the fluids flow out a lot faster. Also, you can open this blade here so you can clean internally with a hose pipe as well. Once finished cleaning your cassette, all you need to do, push it back into place, and the main thing here is making sure that orange tab is down, so then your toilet cassette is not going to move in transit. Here we have an outlet, so you can get a connection to obviously connect onto there for a shower. So that's an outlet for fresh water. Below here, still on the driver's side, we've got your grey waste drain valve. So obviously if you again leaving campsite and going home, you want to obviously open all the valves in the motorhome because you're not using any water. You are better off opening them while you're travelling. Obviously grey waste needs to be over a grid, but once you've opened the valves, when the vehicle is moving, it will then obviously get rid of any excess water that might be still in the tank. But this is your grey waste drain valve. Same again, quarter turn on the valve there. It will either open or shut the valve. Directly above that, as you can see, we are connected to shore. So this is where you will plug in at campsite to one, obviously charge batteries as well as give you two 40-volt mains in the motorhome. Just showing you behind the driver's seat, we have got some fuses here for like the fridge and towing. So this is a couple of fuses, but majority of your fuses for the habitation are inside, which we will get to. Under this seat, under the driver, we have got just some more storage. So you've got a little tray in there. And that is everything external wise on the motorhome. So now we are going to go into the habitation area. As you can see, we have got an electric step. Got your habitation door. So we've got obviously blackout blinds all through the motorhome, and the windows that do open will have a fly screen on. To control your electric step, it is from this button here. All you need to do is push it in once, and it will obviously go in like so. So if I push that button, it comes straight out. And now we are in the habitation area. So directly above the habitation door, got this touchscreen here, which is your control panel. So on the top left, we've got your master on and off, as you can see in blue. The next one down, which looks like a tap, that is actually your water pump. On your water pump, you only want to turn that on when you have got water in the fresh water tank. You don't want to run that pump dry, as you could potentially burn out the motor. The next one down will give you your fresh water level, your grey water level, as grey waste water level as well. Obviously they're empty. Bottom left will give you your leisure current battery, your battery level, sorry, and obviously currents like your solar. Obviously the solar is not pulling anything in because we are currently on mains hookup. So you can see all that data here as well. Bottom right is just some settings to change the control panel, like the date and time and stuff like that. The top right, we've got your habitation lights. So if this is switched off, then the 12-volt system obviously is off as well. The one next down, the next button down, which has got a light sideways, that means it's external. That's your awning light / porch light. And then this is to change the brightness of some of the lights. Obviously we have got master switches are dotted around for the light switches. So if these are switched off because they are the master, then obviously the lights will all come back on when you do turn it on the control panel. To the left we have Truma heating control panel, and this is where your heating and hot water is controlled from. Again, on the email you'll get a separate link just on this control panel, how to use the features for the heating and hot water. We've got obviously your kitchen area here. So we've got kitchen tap. So what we are going to do, I'm going to show you how to prime your motorhome. So this is priming your water system to use hot and cold. So the first thing we are going to do in this motorhome is shut all of the valves. So you'll shut your fresh water valve because you need to fill up your fresh water tank. You'll shut your grey waste, so then obviously water's not coming straight out of the motorhome when you pour it down the sink. And last one will be, which we'll get to, is there's a yellow valve under this seat here, which is for your boiler. So you've got 3 valves to shut: fresh water, grey waste, and the boiler valve. Once they're all shut, we can prime our water system. How we're going to do that is fill up our fresh water tank completely full, and then we will come to our control panel, turn it on. I'm not going to do this because there is no water in the system, but then what I would do is turn on the water pump. When the water pump is on, what it will do is start pumping water from the fresh water tank. If I open the tap on the cold side, the pump will then pump the water from the fresh water tank through the tap, through the pipework and through the tap. Once you get a steady flow on the cold side, if you twist the tap to the hot side, what will happen then is your water from the fresh water tank will go to the boiler first. Your boiler holds around 10 litres of your fresh water, so this will take only a few minutes longer. Once the boiler is filled up with water, it will come through the tap again on a steady flow. Once you get a steady flow on your cold and hot side, shut the tap. That means your pipework is all primed, ready to use when you need. The only thing you will need to do, if you do want hot water, is your Truma control panel. You will need to obviously boil that water because it's not instant water, it boils. If you are boiling it on gas, obviously it will get hot quite fast in about 10 minutes. Here we've got obviously your oven, grill, and obviously a 4-ring burner. you've got 3 ring burner here, which is gas, and then we've got 1 electric. So the electric will only work on mains hookup. One safety advice we do recommend is the glass cover. Keep this up at all times when using, or obviously after using the stove, because it gets quite hot. Not only that, if you have got the window open, because the cold air is hitting the glass and this is warm, it could potentially shatter the glass cover. On this one, we can use this on electric only or gas. Obviously the gas rings are gas rings. Obviously you've got 1 electric, but the oven, we can use the oven electric as well. There is, I'm just going to highlight it just in case someone knocks it on. Basically, this plug socket here is for the electric side for the oven, which is currently switched off down here. It's personal preference, but obviously you control that by the knob. Obviously you do have to push the knob in to do that, but the plug socket is switched off, just in case. Obviously if someone does lean on it and twist it on, at least the oven isn't coming on. We've got a microwave. So on the microwave, it will only work again on mains hookup. So this is when you are connected to shore, to campsite, and the power socket for this is just up there in the cupboard. You've got a little compartment in there, so you could put a tray and stuff like that, chopping boards. Got your overcab bed here, just need to pull this to extend it, and obviously use the infill cushion. And your bed ladder's on the bed. Here we have your fuses, your 12 volt fuse system, and then obviously your main breaker. So your main breaker, this is where you need to come to if you plug in at campsite and you've not got 240 volt power to your sockets or fridge. This is where you need to come and check. Most of the time it's the campsite that's tripped. They reduce the power they give you, but also check here as well. So I check here, check the campsite post. If you're on your leisure battery or anything that's blown on the 12 volt fuse side, this is where you'll come to check obviously the correct fuse. I think you've got USB sockets here. Yep, 2 USB sockets. Up here we have aerial. So you got max view aerial. So basically that blue light there means obviously it's powered on. There's a rocker switch underneath. It's hard to show in the camera to power it on. But that blue light is your signal strength. Here we've got obviously 4 travelling seats, but this does convert into a bed. How to do this? Basically this table lowers down onto these rails here, so that then fills all this area up, and there is some extra cushions under this bench seat here to infill, but you use the cushions what are there as well, and that will make up a double bed area there. Next we've got your fridge freezer. So to control this, you've got at the top your power on and off. So press and hold and it will switch off. I currently had it switched on. So if I want to turn this on, press and hold the power on the left, that will turn on, as you can see. You've got a few settings on here. So you've got A, which is automatically select. So that will select the best source I have available. As you can see, it's on plug socket. That means I'm connected to mains hookup. So that's showing me it's automatically selected mains hookup. If I want to change these settings, all I need to do is press this square here, wait for it to flash, like so, and now I can go through the settings. So you've got A for automatic, you've got plug socket, which is when you're connected to mains hookup. You've got the battery symbol, that's when your engine is running. So when you're traveling, it'll be getting power from the engine. And then the last one, if you're off grid, you'll be on gas. If you leave it on A, it will automatically select the best source. And the last thing I need to do is just select my desired temperature. A lot of people put it full at first and then move it halfway once it's cooled down, but obviously that's personal preference, and obviously depending on how much you fill up the fridge. Once I've selected my temperature, so I'm on setting A, which is automatically select. I'm on mains hookup because that's what the source it's found is available, and that was my temperature. If I did turn the engine on after you've unplugged, it will go to the battery symbol. To turn it off, press and hold and it will shut down. Here we've got lots of storage in here, and then also in here we've got removable table and leg there, obviously hanging space. So that removable table is for the floor down here. In the cupboards directly below that, here we've got internal gas shut-off valves. So they're basically connecting to individual appliances, i.e. your fridge, your gas stove and your boiler. So basically what that is if one of the appliances goes faulty, all you need to do is isolate that appliance. Them valves are currently open, so you don't need to shut them. You only need to shut them or isolate one of the appliances when needed. This creates up into another double bed, and how to do this is just down here, pull this outwards, and then obviously this makes up with the cushions around the outside. You've got access down here to the garage area, storage, and then underneath this side, this is where your boiler is. So to drain your boiler, as you can see, this yellow valve is to open or close the water pipework to the boiler. Basically, in the vertical position, that means the boiler is open, so that will drain all the water underneath the motorhome out of your boiler. If I want to fill up the boiler, what I need to do, knock that valve down like so it's horizontal. So that means when I prime my system through the tap, the water will go through here and fill up that boiler first and then go through your tap. To drain your boiler for winter or driving back home again because you're not using it, all you need to do is lift it up when it's vertical like so. That means your boiler is open and all the water will drain directly underneath the motorhome. The last thing is your shower area, toilet. So obviously we've got your toilet here. We got your blade. So this controls the toilet cassette. So basically it opens the cassette so it's in use. So you just need to slide the blade across, use, once finished, slide the blade back, and that closes the cassette. So obviously no smells come up. Here we have your the blue button is flush, so that will use fresh water from the tank. And then to the left of it, you've got an indicator, what looks like a toilet cassette. Basically this will light up orange/red when the cassette is full. When it lights up, empty it as soon as you can, so it's all empty, ready to use when you need. Got your light switch here for inside, and then obviously we've got your shower as well. So you won't need to prime your shower. Once you prime one tap, all it's going to do when you are ready to use it is vent out any air in the pipework through the tap, which will take a few seconds. So that is going to be the instructional / overview video complete of the Autotrail Apache 700 SE. If you have any more questions, leave a comment below, or you can always drop us an email or give us a call.